Now, I love Ritual Beast as much as the next guy. Probably not. This is all my experience. Your individual experience may vary. Just felt the need to say that before people thought I was speaking for them. Ritual Beasts are what I would say not good. They are cute, yes. Most of the monsters are cute. Oh my god, cuteness overload. Yeah. But they simply just get outpaced by a lot of stuff. Now, this might have just been an isolated incident, but that was just a few times I was playing Ritual Beast Shadow. I was playing with the OCG list. We got triple compulse, we got triple torrential, we got double bottomless and solemn judgment, and it was just good stuff. And I'm just like, yes, hopefully I have a chance. I set like 3 Etellid and then summon Conahawk, I guess, and then made the Conahawk fusion, then search combination. I was like, now what, nigga? I was like, what the fuck can you do? Yep, motherfucker showed me. Now, the thing about combination to Ritual Beast is a good card and all. And it's nice as you can search it, you can sark it off with Conahawk and get it back, and then the Conahawk fusion can let you search it. It's great stuff. See, but the thing is that these motherfuckers are so weak on their own. If you have small motherfuckers out, right? It's going to more likely be activated when they summon something bigger. You don't play a whole lot of draw because you can't. And you just have to hope that the combination is enough. Here's the other problem. What happens when you run out of combinations? Archetypes not being created equal. I talked about this many a time. And of course, it hits only monsters. Another thing. Skill drain, emptiness, fucks the deck up. This is OCG, by the way. Now let's go to the TCG. I ain't even bothered to play this shit because I don't feel like it's a good idea. We do not have access to more than one macrocosmos in the TCG. Yeah, sure, D-Fissure, so what? That doesn't matter because we know how this goes. One of each, sure, you might draw it, but who cares? Space is in the deck. Let's just think here. If I was playing Ritual Beast and I had the Macro Andor D-Fissure out against something like Burning Abyss, ideally the Macrocosmos. And they're probably playing some number of Mystical Space Typhoons. If they get the space, that's it. At least in the OCG, you have access to 3 macro. And I think macro is better than D-Fissure for obvious reason. It banishes everything, not just monsters, including Xyz materials. And to say that the deck gets outpaced is not saying that the deck is bad. It does some cute things. You know, you summon a Conahawk and you sark something off, and then that leaves the field. Then you re-summon a Conahawk, and then you sark something else off. That was cute. I did that one time. I was like, wow, that's really nice. The fact that you can tag by banishing and the monsters aren't hurt by stuff being banished, that's cool. It's really nice design by Konami. But if we're talking about it being competitive in some capacity, there would have to be a whole lot of graveyard-based decks and more banish-related cards to be made. Because in the TCG, we only have one macro, one D-Fissure. I mean, sure, you could play different dimension ground, but that's one turn, and it's just monsters, not Xyz materials. And even if we got macro back to 3 in the TCG, I just think the deck just gets severely outpaced. We don't have the luxury of having the multiple really good traps, Compulsion, Bottomless, and Torrential at 3. You might have seen like a deck or two or whatever do okay in the OCG, but I think it's off the backing of just having the good generic traps. We do not have that, and we're forced to play one Compulse, one Torrential, one Bottomless, and we don't have Solemn Judgment, we have Solemn Warning. But again, this is my individual opinion. Your opinion may vary, but I just think that the shit gets tremendously outpaced. Even your Senju's better than this because they have a counter trap that can be played multiple times a turn, and they have the shrine that lets you search eventually the counter trap or get it back from the graveyard. And just because of that, and they don't have to play a whole lot of monsters, and they could basically play macro too, so it's not even like Ritual Beasts have that one thing going for them. If the game was just about fairness, which it is not, but if the game just had more fair decks, Cleaforts and Necros are not that, but if they did, then Ritual Beasts would be a contender. But I'm glad they make the archetype, new things, options, things like that are cool, but that shit just gets stomped. I'm sure that you could fit in all the hate you possibly could in Ritual Beast to make it somewhat of a contender, but even with that, I just feel like it's underwhelming. But they're so cute though. I know. So I like to thank each and everybody for watching. Appreciate that shit. Before you go, I'd like to also ask you to click an advertisement because it's the cheapest and the easiest way to help me out. It takes no money out your pocket and literally seconds out your day. If I thought it was a whole lot to ask, I wouldn't ask you to do it. And I'm grateful and appreciative you take that very little time that it takes to do that. Because it does help a nigga pay half of the rent. Thank you very much.